I'm Kimber Stream's resident laptop expert. I've tested hundreds of laptops and dozens of Windows Ultrabooks, and while most are pretty good nowadays, only a few are great. After testing nearly 20 models in the past year alone, here are our picks for the best Windows Ultrabooks. Different iterations of the Dell XPS 13 have been our picks since May 2015. There's a lot of good competition out there, but the latest XPS 13's long battery life, compact body, and good keyboard and trackpad continue to make it the best option. The XPS 13 configuration we recommend costs around $1,100 and has a 7th generation Intel Core i5 7200U processor, 8 gigs of RAM, and a 256GB solid-state drive. All our picks have these specs, which can handle most everyday computing tasks, but not heavy gaming or video editing. The 13.3-inch 1080p display is packed into a small 12-inch chassis with a tiny 5mm bezel around the screen. The tiny bezel is very cool, but it shunts the webcam to a weird location in the left corner beneath the screen. Be prepared for some unflattering nostril and chin angles during video chats. In this round of testing, battery life was the biggest differentiator between our picks and the competition. The non-touch XPS 13 still has among the best battery life you'll find in a Windows Ultrabook, but other laptops are catching up here too. Only a couple of other laptops we tested had better battery life, including our budget pick, the Asus ZenBook. The Dell XPS 13 has a single Thunderbolt 3 port. This is a newer, versatile port that you can use to charge mobile devices or even the laptop itself, provided you have a compatible charger. This port can also be used to transfer data or connect an external display. But most of your peripherals probably use traditional USB-A ports. The XPS 13 has 2 of those, as well as a headphone jack and an SD card slot, so it'll work with the accessories you already own, as well as the ones you'll buy over the next few years. Most people should get the non-touchscreen XPS 13, but you can get a touch model if you don't mind spending about $300 more and getting shorter battery life. If you want a convertible laptop, one with a 360-degree hinge that allows you to flip the screen around to use like a tablet, you should get the HP SPECTRE X360. The 2016 model fixes nearly all of the minor issues we've had with previous versions of the SPECTRE X360. HP reduced the size and weight of the laptop without sacrificing battery life, and shrank the bezels without moving the webcam from the top center of the screen, which is the best place for it. Like our top pick, the SPECTRE X360 now has fast solid-state storage and a USB-A port for older devices, plus 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports for newer ones. It typically costs a bit less than our top pick for similar specs and build quality, and the SPECTRE X360's keyboard, trackpad, and screen are all just as good as the XPS 13's. The HP SPECTRE X360 is our favorite convertible laptop, but it's not our top pick for most people because of its shorter battery life and slightly larger chassis compared to the Dell XPS 13. If you're on a budget but still need a quality Ultrabook, the Asus ZenBook UX330UA is a ridiculously good laptop for the price. It's slim and light with great battery life, a good backlit keyboard, and a fingerprint reader. Its specs are nearly identical to our top pick, except for a slower solid-state drive, but it costs about $350 less. A few things hold it back from being as good as our top pick. The trackpad is less reliable and more frustrating to use than our other recommendations. Size is the other issue. The ZenBook is nearly an inch wider than our other picks and almost an inch deeper than the XPS 13. However, it is the lightest of our picks at 2.6 pounds. Finally, the ZenBook doesn't have any Thunderbolt 3 ports like our other picks do. It does have one USB-C port, but the laptop cannot charge using this port, and it's slower and less versatile than Thunderbolt 3. But if those features aren't worth several $100s to you, the ZenBook is a great choice.